Hello guys, Sadak Pandey here from Indian VFX School, and you are watching Basic to Advanced Flip series inside of Houdini. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe and join our Facebook page. You can also head to our website and check out our courses on Houdini, Phoenix FD, Tyflow, etc. and book yourself a 7 days free demo class. And watch by yourself how some of the students have made to the top studios in just 2 months of our course. Hello guys, welcome back to the part 3. And in this part we are going to see how we can make our crack geometry walk in our ocean tank. Okay. All right. So let's just set it up. Okay. And we have this toy. So I'll just remove it and I'll just add a crack geometry. Okay. I'll just put it over here. Okay. And let's go to my front view. Okay. My right view by pressing spacebar and 3. All right. And I will add a transform first. So what I want to do is I want to transform this crag to a monster size thing. So right now it's a human size, but I'll scale it to match the 5 meter scale. So you can see here it's written 0 meter, 2 meter, 5 meter, and then 10 meter. So each block is like 1 meter. So I'll just put it to something like 5 meter. Okay. And this will give us a a bigger splash and everything to work with. Next, what I need to do is I need to adjust my ocean source accordingly. Okay. So my initially my center was set to 2.5 and everything. Okay. And again, let me just increase my water level. I'll just turn off this narrowband particles as of now. Okay. All right. So let me just keep my water level to here, and I will just transform my crack geometry. So I'll just put it to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, something like this. And yeah, now I can just adjust my container size. Okay, so this looks fine. And now I can just turn back my narrowband particles and everything seems to be working fine. So yeah, that is it. Now let's go back to our .NET and see everything. So particle separation is set to 0.05, flip solver. It's having velocity scale to 3, surface extrapolation to 0.01. Okay. And the substep it's set to maximum to 2. For the final simulation, I'll change it to 4, but as of now, let's just keep it like this for the speed sake. And all right, so let me just do a preview sim. Okay, I'll set the particle separation to 0.03 and let's see how it's looking. So let me just make a preview. All right, so I'm just pausing the simulation and we are getting something like this, and that means everything is just working fine. Okay, so now let's go to the part 2 of this chapter and let's see how we can add waves to our container. All right, so now let's see how we can add some waves to our ocean tank. Okay, and the reason why I divided this tutorial into in this chapter into two parts was because in this part we are going to have some issues, and I'll show you. Okay, so let me first just make the ocean spectrum. Okay, so I will add a ocean spectrum, a grid. So this is just for visualizing how our waves are looking, and an ocean evaluate. Okay, something like this, and we have got something like this. A deformed plane. I will increase its size and I will add some more rows and columns. So 500 by 500 will just do fine. And in the resolution exponent, this is to increase the resolution of the texture itself. Okay. And you can click on this ocean evaluate cusp attribute and visualize cusp to see the peaks of our waves. Okay. All right. So now, right now you can see they are these waves are going into a different direction. I want it to move towards my crack direction. So I can change the direction to like, let's say minus 90. So now these waves will be going towards the crack geometry. Okay. And right now they are looking like very large waves. So I will decrease the speed of the wind to let's say 3, and that will just do it. Okay. Yeah. So this is looking fine. If you want to increase the overall height of the waves, you can just put it in the scale. Okay. So anyways, I'll be making a dedicated course for this ocean spectrum. So just make sure you follow and everything. Okay. And yeah. So that is it. Now let me just show you what the issue will be. Okay. So if I just go back to the first frame, okay, and I'll change the ocean source from flat tank to the wave tank, okay, and I'll connect this guy. Okay. So you can see we have got something like this, okay, and everything seems to be working fine and all, okay. All right, so ocean source and center is everything is set to this value. Okay, I'll put the layer size to, let's say, zero point 0.2 for narrowband particles. Okay, and that is it. Now let me just go back and I'll just do a quick sim and see how things are looking. All right, so as you can see, everything seems to be working fine and we are not having any issues. And the reason is, let me show you why. So just make sure whenever you are working with ocean spectrum, okay, your water level is like always set to zero. Otherwise, you are going to have some issues. And let me show you. So let's say if I increase the water level, okay, and for some reasons, let's say your water level is not set to zero. If you just put it to like, let's say, something above the ground, or maybe like even below the ground, like as well as it was like in our case, you can see how this thing is like not having the proper shape of the spectrum. Okay, so just make sure your water level is always set to zero whenever you are working with ocean spectrum. Otherwise, you are going to have some issues in this, in this proper spectrum. You won't get the proper spectrum texture. Okay, and that will make your simulation just not look good because then there won't be any details and all. Okay, and also sometimes I've seen like if you increase the water level and then if you start simulating it. So let me just show you, and I will just do a sim, okay, and see like the issue that I'm talking about. All right, so as you can see, what I was talking about, when our water level is not set to zero, you can see how this thing is just falling and things are just not working properly. And that is mainly due to ocean spectrum. Like it expects everything to be on the zero level because, it's just a 2D texture or something, which I'm not sure if it's a bug or not. But just make sure whenever if you are like not working with ocean spectrum, it doesn't care. You can just put the water level to anything you want. But let's say if you're working with an ocean spectrum, you need to set it to water level to the zero. And if you are having any doubts, you can just ask me in the comments, or you can just message me on my Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. And okay, so let us just do a final sim. Okay, and for that what I'm going to do is I'll just increase the domains box. Like I just want to see how big it is, like if it's able to carry out all the actions inside it. Yeah, so you can see the last point, the hammer, it's not coming in properly. So I'll just make it this big. Okay, and now I'm just going to simulate and cache everything at once. All right, so I'm not going to waste my time in making another preview. Instead, I will just set up a cache for this. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do is just make a new folder. Okay, and I'll call it cache. Go inside it. Okay, and I will add a DOP IO to bring my simulation from DOP to the SOP level. Choose my flip sim. In the presets, I'll choose the flip fluid and we will get everything. Okay. So you can change this visualization to invisible. That will just do fine. Okay. And I will add a file cache node now. File cache to cache everything. And just before that, I will just add a fluid compress. So again, you can just watch a basic series if you are confused with this thing. So I will just add a fluid compress in order to compress the size of the simulation. Okay, and I copy the particle separation and just paste it. And just paste it in my fluid compress node like this. Okay, and that is fine. Now I can just go to my file cache and just make sure change the file path from constructed to explicit if you're on Houdini 19, and if you are anything below Houdini 19, you're just fine to go. Okay, and I'll just make a new folder over here and I'll go inside it and I'll make a new folder again and I'll call it particles, because we'll be saving the mesh too. So it's important to name everything properly. I'll call it particles, and just make sure you add a underscore, and then adding a $f is very important so that it evaluates for each and every frame. Okay, and that is it. Now let me just go ahead and cache it, and we will see in the next part. Bye bye.